Yo, what's up, guys? Um, so last time we read Ghost Grid. This time we're reading Lunar Will. I might get more views off of this, so here we go. In many folklores, the moon is a fantastical entity. It may grant power or cast curses, but there is often some truth behind all myths. In a space outside of the universe exists an entity of great proportion, a great moon that is bigger than what should be possible, the Lunar Mother. It is the physical embodiment of the will of the multiverse, an entity that keeps the universe's timelines in balance. The Lunar Mother is connected to all moons in all universes, allowing its influence to take hold of the universes. The radiant light of the Lunar Mother can grant godlike powers to mortal beings, and specific criteria are met. If these criteria are full of exposure to moonlight, a great need and sometimes a broken mind. The lunar event. An event where an individual receives powers from the lunar mother. In this event, the individual needs to be exposed fully to the moonlight radiation. Moonlight radiation is the energy emitted by the lunar mother and all other moons as they are connected to it. An individual can be exposed to the radiation simply by being under the moonlight, or if they happen to be close to it, on a moon, even on a moon. Secondly, the individual must be in a situation where they need something more than anything else, whether it be survival or something else. The individual could be in a dangerous situation, or simply long for or want something from the bottom of their heart at that very moment. Thirdly, though not necessary, the individual needs to be needs to have mental trauma or illness, some kind. Sorry, guys. It has been recorded that they are more sensitive to moonlight radiation and more prone to receiving the lunar mother's gift. If the third criteria is not met, the individual may still receive powers. In the case the event is completed with an individual does receive powers, their body will receive an internal, sometimes external mutations and be able to handle these newfound abilities. The mutations can be passed to the offsprings of the individual, also granting them powers. If if a lunar event happens to be during a solar eclipse, there's so much sunlight passing by the moon that a lot of moonlight radiation will pass down. This may grant either several powers at once or one highly powerful ability. Yep, that's what I'm gonna use. You know it. God modding, here I come. If the lunar event happens to happen during the happens if the lunar event happens during a lunar eclipse or a blood moon, the moon doesn't reflect a lot of light, so it may grant unstable abilities with possible and serious drawbacks. Okay, the powers of an individual may power of an power the pa- oh my god, I hate my life. The powers an individual can gain from the lunar event have many names. Officially, they are called Lunar Mother's Gift, Willpower, or Lunar Moon Power. Willpower. Bro, I'm not reading all of this. Power that is in everyone, but will only manifest as supernatural abilities in a successful lunar event. The type of power it grants depends on the need of the individual in the lunar event. For example, if the individual is falling during the event, they may gain the ability to fly and or gain higher physical durability. That is actually really cool. Whoever made these games are really like geniuses. The lunar event could happen an unlimited amount of times to an individual, though once they already have abilities and are less likely to occur again, as the individual can more easily get out of a similar situation when they already have abilities. There are ways to improve one's willpower. Training the abilities will increase the power as well as the individual's overall capabilities. While the supernatural abilities may have an effect on the individual's physique as well as mental training of one's will, is what can truly help them improve overall. Over time, if trained enough, the individuals with willpower will begin to awaken more powers naturally through heightened understanding of willpower. As stated, these abilities will have an effect on one's physique, and when an individual gains powers, their bodies will go through a mutation in order to adapt to these new powers. You already said that. This means their offsprings will have mutations as well, which means they would too have powers except naturally. Special states of willpowers. Goodwill, selfless state of willpower which grants powers to others rather than self, even the extent of granting the individual's abilities to others individuals momentarily. This creates a connection between them so that each individual connected knows where the others are as well as what they are feeling. I will. Oh, this says ill will. Crazy sentence. Corrupted and unnatural state of willpower that draws more power from negative feelings such as hatred and anger. Individuals with ill will usually get irrational and narrow-minded. Remaining in this state makes it continuously more difficult to snap out of its roots itself. In the individual's mind, like a mental parasite. To be freed from ill will, the individual must either accept the source of the ill will, remember the reality of the situation, and what is more important to the individual, or become capable of rational thought once again. Unyielding will. I'm using that. I don't care what it is. A state of willpower where an individual is so determined that to do something that they gain unlimited energy resources to do it, and their body will ignore pain, strain, similar to the state of an adrenaline rush. Each individual who gained the supernatural ability, power will first experience this state in the lunar event, but mastering it, therefore being able to switch it on, yielding will intentionally takes time. The state is a double-edged sword that it drains the individual stamina a lot quicker than the normal use of willpower. Free will. Monkey I mean, yeah. Free will, highest state of willpower which grants the individual the tremendous power to will anything and everything, to be or not to be. What? The only downside is that most mortal beings cannot comprehend the full extent of this power. Only guardians of the will are known to wield free will properly, but ironically, they have no free will as the will of the multiverse is their will, which forces them to abide by the rules of the multiverse and its physics. What is happening? Lunatic. A term given to the lab individuals who receive powers from the lunar event is generally not used by the empowered people themselves, though some have adopted the name. Oh my god, no way! Moon children. Rare individuals born with immense willpower. It doesn't grant them powers per se, although their unnaturally strong will can push them beyond their limits. In the event that they did receive powers, those powers would be exponentially greater to begin with. For other people in similar circumstances, their existence may be either the lunar mothers' failed attempts to turn normal people into guardians, or simply an odd flow of her power that made them so strong by chance. But these are simply theories, and nobody really knows the truth. Children born with powers cannot be born as moon children. So, that I almost did something else. I'm not gonna lie. A drink made of Hidel crystal plants that grow in the Tubalahi, Tabali homeworld, Ducaris. God, bro. All these words hurt my brain. The drink This drink grants Hidel's ability to generate energy into the drinker. An ability limited by only the drinker's imagination. This ability is called magic by the creators of the drink. The Tubali Sihum is sold both on Ducaris, but also aboard Galactic Federation World Nexus. Bro, what am I reading? Is this connected to Helix Ascent? Magic. Manipulation of the energy granted by the Hiddo crystal plants is called magic. A Tubali race. Does that say race? A Tubali race developed a drink called the Sahum. The drink grants 24 hours of access to magic. Drinking too much Sihum can lead to Sihum poisoning, which gives the drinker nausea until their body gets accustomed to the energy. Extended use of Sihum can even grant the drinker natural abilities to use magic, as their body would begin to generate Hidel energy on its own. Oh my gosh. Manipulation of the energy is connected to both the user's mind and body, as the mind controls it and the body generates it. However, the how the energy could be used and what it could do is only limited by the user's imagination. Spells. We all know what spells are. I'm not even gonna read that. I mean, I'm going to, but complex ways to cast magic spells are complex constructs of the Hidel energy that could do more than one thing at once. To memorize the energy construct, an individual must use anything from maths equation to dedicated language or specific wave of the wand, whatever they find most comfortable to memorize and cast magic. In the end, it all comes from their mind. The spell is only a memory aid. That was so unnecessary. Curses. Bro, we gotta have Gojo up in here. What the heck? Item items or beings that both grant power but also have negative side effects are considered curses. They don't necessarily need to be magical curses, could in theory be created by anyone. The most commonly known curses were created by a mysterious figure known as the Curse Maker. All the known curses by the known curses created by him are listed below. The Void Morphs, as they are able to roam freely on their own. On they on, on their own. They were not given as a gift to anybody. The Glutton Seed, gifted by the Curse Maker to people who later became known as Cult of Pause. The Supreme Source, gifted by the Curse Maker to the Supreme Daichin, who begins to replace it and use it as their main source of power. Lazarus Lore, believed by the Vita Machi to have been created by their ancestors, but it was actually a gift given to them by the Curse Maker. Bro, we just read about this. Oh my god. Farmer Jolly or whatever your name is, please chill out on this, bro. Okay, here we go. Void morphs. Void morphs or void life forms are a hive mind of physical parasites, darkness that will encase their other life forms, turning them into beings known as void walkers. They are born from dying black holes. What? And will roam in the vacuum of space until they latch onto something living. They are not hard to spot as they are as black as space itself. Excuse me? Well. But light from stars can't pass through them. Okay. The Void Walkers do not fully lose themselves, however, the influence of the Void Morphs does give them a desire to spread their darkness and will make them more easily make them act on impulse. The only instance in which a Void Walker is not corrupted by the Void Morph is a man known as the Void King, the leader of the Dark Vortex. They do gain in the symbolic matter a boost to overall power from the infection and the ability to traverse the vacuum of space as well as through shadows. Some of these sentences don't make sense. The Voidwalkers appear as silhouettes in some serpent-like features as well as glowing eyes, varying colors based on personality traits that get especially magnified. Green eyes implied deceptive individual who would seek to reach their goals through deception. Blue eyes imply apathetic individual who is incapable of feeling anything towards others. Red eyes simply bloodlust. Yellow eyes only appear on a leader, a king void. Anything of between those eye colors can simply imply two of those traits. Natural abilities: parasitic infection, ab- ability to survive and move through the vacuum of space, shadow teleportation, shadow manipulation, shape shifting, as well as flight. They are also able to grant their hosts, the Void Walker's, general body enhancements through a whole set of abilities Void Morphs have. Void Morphs also keep the memories of their past hosts and are able to transform into them. Weaknesses: Void Morphs are blind, but can sense things. Void Walkers are not, but they are both weak too, and specifically get disoriented by natural light, such as sunlight, as well as sounds with high enough frequency that humans cannot hear it. Bro, Venom, Venom, Venom. The demon fruits. Oh my god, what the heck? One Piece. The One Piece is real. Appearance: the Voidmorphs can appear as clouds of darkness, and when they attach themselves to other life forms and become Voidwalkers, they are coated in black. Well, with only differences being visible, glowing eyes or varying colors. The demon fruits. Boy, you don't get your I'm the king One Piece, that's the name of the treasure. Look out of here, bro. Oh my god. Demon fruits are fruits of the gluttonous tree. The tree grows from the glutton seed, which is one of the curses. Regardless, if a glutton seed is planted and it begins to grow, it will not stop growing until it consumes the entire planet. Okay, I'm gonna start reading good now. I'm sorry that I sounded kind of slow. It begins to grow. It will not stop growing until it consumes the entire planet it was planted on. Once the tree is ruined enough of the ecosystem of the planet, it will spawn its own life. The demon fruits, the gluttonous tree, can both be destroyed, although it is immune to fire and dies in cold temperature. Okay. If demon fruits are allowed to grow to their full size, they will release demon spawns, feral humanoid creatures. If, however, the fruit is eaten by an individual before it grows to full size, the individual will gain abilities of demon spawn after a full hour of immense pain. Youch. Demon spawn. Feral creatures born from demon fruits, they cannot be reasoned with. They don't know how to talk, and they will attack anything on sight. They look like your average demons with crimson skin, pointy ears, horns, glowing eyes, sharp teeth, and as well as wings and a tail. They follow their creator's command. They have unnatural strength, speed, senses, and durability, as well as the ability to fly with wings. They are also resistant to fire and heat in general, but are weak to cold temperature. The OC I'm dressed up as right now would like actually struggle so hard with these people. Kami buy-in, bro. An individual of any species who had a demon fruit, they gain the abilities of a demon spawn and the ability to transform into a more demonic form, enhancing their abilities even farther. Zoe saplings. Children of the gluttonous tree magically turn into a humanoid being called and the Poth. They are much like Beyonds, and that they have even more demonic transformation. Except they grow up much quicker and are uh, slightly stronger because they were born in their demonic abilities. Unlike Beyonds, they're able to command demon spawns as well as unlike Beyonds. Fruit bearers, saplings born with antlers. What? They have all the abilities of the saplings, but they also are able to produce demon fruits from their antlers. Well, why did I need to know that? Currently, glutton seeds and demon fruits are circling around in the galaxy black market. This could be bad, though. The seed could be used as a weapon of mass destruction if allowed to grow. The Supreme Source. The Supreme Source is one of the curses. Um, it is a magical black cube with gaps that glow with red light. A god cube from One Punch Man. It stores immense power and can grant power to those around it. However, it also gradually brainwashes people around it, so giving them knowledge to construct new supreme sources with more advanced technology in order to spread them to other worlds. Oh, okay, this one's pretty short. There are four fundamental forces of the multiverse. There are four fundamental forces of the multiverse that apply to all timelines: time, space, will, and chaos. Time and space are what keep together the very fabric of reality, and that's what I'm gonna use to God mod. And will keeps order in the multiverse so that all things have reason and purpose, but chaos is a little different. Chaos is the primordial force that all creation was born from. It is also the very concept of unbiased, irrational, unpredictable chaos as an opposing force to the will, but is also able to grant power to individuals. However, it has no criteria and instead completely random. The will chaos reject each other as they cannot exist within the same realm. One Piece, that's the name of the treasure. Do I really need to know this, bro? Asgard. Asgard is a global organization that has control over all major countries and has made the law to their will. The people of Asgard are called Asgardians. Their members are positioned in the major cities around the world, overseeing the countries under their dominion. Dominion? Whatever. Asgard is controlled by the Asgardian government, also known as Aziar. The governing members of Asgard. That's pretty much all we need to know, but I'll read the rest, including both high position Asgardians as well as the true Aesir. Elder Aesir are usually given higher positions, while younger Aesir become members of the Aesir division, a special policing force that gets involved in case the lab's operations fail. A lab, legal affairs Bioru. I've heard that word before, I think. Bioru, whatever. It's an organization operating as Asgard's law enforcers, even trained to deal with lunatics. Yeah. Their secondary purpose is to make it seem like Asgard is capable of creating empowered individuals rather than it being up to the chance of lunar event. This is the knowledge of the lunar event could cause disorder in the Asgardian society. AFK. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. The structures of the lab's ranking follows: officers responsible for general law enforcement, medical unit. What do you think it is? Lunatic heroes, officers trained to take on lunatics. Agents, while mostly dealing with the paperwork, they're also scouts. Chief of lab, commander of lab. Each Asgardian city has its own chief of command, with there being varying levels of lunatics. Lab has given them classes to identify what levels of potential threats they are. Class X, cooperative, no need for containment, but need to be monitored. So this works with lunatic hunters just in case of emergency. Class C, street level threat, needs to be contained or man monitored. Class B, urban level threat, requires heavy containment procedures in case of an emergency. Same Class X. Class A, genocide level threat, difficult to contain in case of emergency. Call the AZR division. Class S, extinction level threat, difficult or impossible to contain. Call the Elder AZR. Asgard's overhuman society, a society that includes all superpowered members of Asgard who are not true Aesir and who are superhero businesses in the superhero business. I mean, they are able to answer the call to Aesir, who are the governing body of Asgard. The society includes several teams of superheroes dedicated to each Asgardian city. The Asgardian New York's team, known as the Sentinels, each group has their own leader and overseer, who can either be an Asgardian government official or a true Aesir or a member of the team. How much more do we have? And I think we're on this. Yeah. The Watchful Eye. Descendants of the Nightmare Witch who protect the earth from magical threats. They tend to keep a low profile so as not to agitate Asgard. The group that has two classes, casters, and warriors, as well as a rank hierarchy. These ranks are watchers, scouts who keep an eye for magical threats, usually working in pairs of caster and a warrior. Seers, field commanders and solo watchers who have authority to command watchers, also trusted to be able to work on their own. Sages, council of the watchful eye who plan operations in the group. The Augur, a headful watchful eye responsible of the whole group. The Yokai clan. The Yokai clan, simply the yokai in Japanese assassin. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. The Yokai clan, or simply the yokais in Japanese assassin clan, usually working alongside Yakuza. The yokais are well aware of the effects of the moon and lunar events, and each of their assassins awaken a lunar power at the end of their training as a result. The clan has several roles, and these roles are Kancho, spy, Tetsu, scout, Kishu, am- ambusher, and Conran, agitator. Each member can play any of the roles given to their job, but there is also a rank hierarchy, and these ranks go as follows. Genin, wait a minute. Genin, Chunin, Jonin, Elite, and the Oni. Yeah, we already know Genin, Chunin, and Jonin. Naruto! Oni, leader of the clans, and Elite, Oni's personal assassin. The Fallen Angels. The Fallen Angels is the largest gang in New York underworld and controls most of its regions. It is believed that the Fallen Guardian is in control of this gang. I can't read that word, sorry. And has many Grace Fallen members. Bro, come on. Why? Why is there so much? I'm so tired of doing this. The Galactic Federation. Bro, what is this, like Star Wars or whatever? A union of the various Sentient species. One second. Ow, ow, ooh, I. Sentient species in the Milky Way galaxy that allows travel and trade between each world that is part of the Federation. The Federation does not accept worlds into itself. Actively seek conflict, such as Kawaii, formerly. Okay. Earth and various other worlds are members of this group. You can choose which ones. The Garkrashans founded the Federation. Centuries of Lar. Not to be mixed up with centuries. Centuries of Lar. A galactic police force a galactic police force working under the Galactic Federation. Centuries of Lar, or simply centuries, consists mainly of artificial combat units tasked to patrol the Galactic Federation space. They maintain peace and order and law in these regions. Ducris Academy of Magics. What am I watching? I mean, not watching. What am I reading? An academy on Ducris that teaches all things about magic, and this is also the main manufacturer of the Sihum drink. Only trustworthy, calm, and competent individuals are accepted into the academy. They must vow to use their abilities only if necessary, and only for a good cause. The academy teaches discipline and full control over one's mind in order to master the ways of magic. Gratitudes of the academy receives title of sorcerer. Bro, they got like every anime here. They got One Piece, they have Naruto, they have JJK. What are they gonna have next? Like, dang, bro, too. Ducris Coven of Magics. The cov the coven was founded by students and even teachers of the academy. The magics who got sick of the traditional and restrictive ways of teaching of the academy. It is a school similar to the academy, however, it truly teaches everything about magic and even encourages students to learn new things not taught anywhere. It is a good there is a good reason why the teachings of the academy are so restricted, though, as many of the coven have become power hungry, seeking only more and more of it. Graduates of the coven receive the title of witch. That's pretty interesting. Bro, my eyes are watering and they hurt from reading this, bro. Mm. The Dacian Empire, an imperial system controlled centrally from the. What are with these words? Yoctrin old. They are exceptionally traditional empire. They are an exceptionally traditional empire, believing in death before dishonor. Is that how you spell that? I guess so. And one main directive: expand and conquer, no matter the cost, for the glory of the empire. Japan. The Galactic Black Market, a less a faction, more a collective of merchants dealing with dealing in criminal activities across the galaxy. They most largely operate in rock bottom. Mm. ASMR noises. The cult of bro, please stop doing this, bro. I can't read these words. Path. A cult that seeks to grow gluttonous trees in order to gain demon fruits and become demons themselves. They transferred the essence of one gluttonous tree into a magically created human body in order to make fruits quicker. It both worked and backfired because while being can indeed make demon fruits much quicker, the being bent the cultist near her will bent the cultists to her will. They became followers, now being that calls herself Zoel the Quill. Bro, I'm losing brain cells reading this. It's not because this is bad at all. It's just I don't understand any of this. The Dark Vortex. A group of escaped Naraka prison inmates led by the Void King. The Void King granted power of the Void Morphs to each of them in exchange for them helping destroy the Lunar Mother, while many of the prisoners would go off on their own ways. After this event, some of the prisoners would go off on their own ways. After this event, some loyal to the Void King remain in the dark vortex known as the Elite Voids. Sorry for the mess up there, but I read the same thing twice, by the way. The Quasar Force. French word. The Quasar Force. Quasar. I'm going Quasar. A mercenary force hired to- tough jobs. Hired for tough jobs. The members of Quasar Force are called Quasar Sold Jars. Sold Jars. They don't take on criminal jobs, but instead work for for a just cause. The base of operations for the Quasar Force is a space station called the Y'all really doing this on purpose, aren't you? A Afar, Quasar, Battle, Star. Bro, please stop, bro. That orbits, you guessed it, a quasar. Bro, even the people making the lore are like literally just giving up, bro. Okay. Each member owns a quasar star jar, which are glowing jars powered by the quasar, and that will magically suit up an individual who puts their hand in them. The suit tends to consist of a bodysuit and a helmet, possibly other additions to like shoulder pads. The color of the suit depends on the color of the jar that it glows in. This suit up sequence is called the Quasar Star Jar All Star. Which tends to include a collection of dramatic poses during the transformation as a form of intimidation to their opponents. Beyond just giving them suits, these jars also do overall enhance the individuals wearing them. When suited up, the jar transports into a weapon called the called the Quasar Star Jar All Star. That also transforms into a weapon called the Quasar Star Jar All Star Blastar, which can fire a powerful Quasar beam. Quasar soul jars do also use other useful equipment and the weapons too beyond just the blaster. What did I just read, bro? I don't even know what I just read. Humans from my research, humans happen to be very similar to what you know as humans from Earth. um I don't need to read this, but I will read this. So humans are very similar to humans in the fact that humans are intelligent humanoid species. Whoa, humanoid, my god. Humanoid species from the planet Earth. While not otherwise special, humans are very strong, have very strong willpower, and as a result, enhanced humans are stronger than many other enhanced species on average. As a result of Asgard rising to power, they were split into three main groups: Axiar, Asgardians, and the other underworlders. Underworlders. The three main groups of the Aesar, the Asgardians, and the underworlders. The Aesir function as the government of Asgard. The Asgardians are people of Asgard. Underworlders are people forgotten in the underworlds of Earth and have no place in overall society. Oh my god! Oh, okay. It's not that bad. The Aesir. The Aesir is a superpowered descendants of Overman alongside the high-ranking Asgardians. They are the main governing body of Asgard as well as members of the Aesir division that functions as the special forces of the law enforcement. Bruh. The oldest descendants of the Overman are called the Elder Aesir. They are strong enough to challenge even the Overman himself, and he often trains with his elder children because of it. And in the uncommon case that the Axiar division is not cannot handle a situation, the elders are called. The true Axiar are often more arrogant because of their overwhelming power, and that may sometimes lead to their downfall. Preying on my downfall. Bro, I might just use text to speech, bro. I'm tired of this. More specifically, descendants of the Grace Fallen. They are offsprings of a fallen guardian who of the will known as Farmer Joller. I hate you. Labrie Carmiel, or simply known as Labrie. They are human guardian hybrids born in the underworlds of Earth. Many of them do not know their heritage, as the Labrie wanted them to be raised as humans. He, um, where was I? He has a few offsprings raised and trained himself, called the Fallen Condre. They keep an eye and protect the Grace Fallen humans as well as run Lawbre's other operations. The will of the multiverse rejects the Grace Fallen, which means they are unable to experience a lunar event or gain more powers. However, they do have a vast set of abilities to begin with. Powers that, however, such as flight, teleportation, weapon summon, external energy manipulation. They also have two transformations: graceful ascendance and graceful cavalier. Ascendance, crap. Where was I? Ascendance is a state that is natural state of the guardians. However, cavalier is even stronger transformation that both races have. Even so, the Grace Fallen are not as powerful as the Guardians. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I wonder, what am I doing with my life? Kogons were intelligent humanoid species from the planet Kauai. Oh my god, we have more. Okay, intelligent humanoid species from the planet Kauai. I know they did that on purpose. They had a culture of centered around hunting. Once members of their species were young adults, they were sent to various worlds to collect a hunting trophy from something dangerous as a symbol of their capabilities and growth, which has also solidified their place in the Kogan society. In their society, they may also have social statuses based on their hunting victories. These statuses were in order: Hunter, Elite Hunter, Master Hunter, and Elder Hunter. Elder Hunter is a status given to a leader. Those who failed to gain a trophy on their first hunt were not given a status. Usually, Kogan would not return a trophy unless they had died on the hunt. Kogans were also very aware of the effects of the full moon in the ancient times of their species already, and they sought to gain power from it during their hunts. This led to a unique evolution that allowed them to more easily acquire powers from the moonlight radiation. As an result, the Kogans who returned from the first hunt acquired abilities from the moon, making them the most powerful species in the universe at that time. What am I doing with my life? This was all before Kauai was invaded by the Dark Vortex. The planet was taken over by the Kauaian kind on world. Were affected by the Void Morts. Only survivors were the Kogans currently on their first hunt, and they lost contact with their homeworld. They knew something was wrong. In the end, though, the small numbers of Kogans who survived were powerless against the full might of the Dark Vortex, so they decided to roam the universe instead, seeking to rebuild their home. That's kind of sad. Tabali are intelligent humanoid species from the dark planet Duckrus. They have complexions varying in shade of green and blue. Their antennae on their forehead, as well as antennae on their forehead, they have natural ability to regrow removed body parts with the exception of their heads. That's pretty cool. I don't want to be green. I'm racist against the green people. The most common plant life on Ducrus is the Hidel living crystals. Lit living crystals. I love lit living crystals. Um, the Hidel generates their own energy that they manipulate to protect themselves. The Tubuli uses these crystal plants to make Sihum lit magic potion. Lit. A drink that grants the drinker 24-hour access. We already know, bro. We already know this. The Tubali has an advanced technology and the ability to go off-world, but they have a rather peaceful society and they do not seek to bother other world species. They do, however, sell silk to more advanced civilizations, even though many Tubblies found this unacceptable, and as their sacred drink could be used for violence in the wrong hands. Let's see. Okay, just a little bit more. Da Vinci. Sure, I'm just gonna say that. A race formerly known as, well, okay, I'll actually say it. Vita Muni, who were transformed into cyborgs, the long run by an artificial intelligence called Lar, that they developed into their protect their homeworld for industrial use, as well as to convenience their everyday lives. This transformation into cyborgs have made them overall more capable and productive. This The industrial progression is everything for the meat Vita Vita Machi. Their work productively is what defines them as their social structure. Lar actively upgrades and improves them. Lar also has created artificials. They are fully artificial machines that function to support the Vita Machi, but also police Federation space. As the centuries of Lar, the color of their core signifies signifies their purpose. A red core signifies the combat unit, a blue core signifies a personal assistance unit, a green core signifies a medical unit, an orange core signifies a worker unit, and finally a white core signifies a leader or representative unit. Geporians are intelligent humanoid species from the planet Gmar. They tend to keep themselves as if hiding something, and that is exactly what they are doing. Deeply rooted in into their culture, the generation stones, seven powerful willpower gemstones that include the willpower of generations of Japorians. The power of the gemstones combined, their power equals condensed free will, and they are sometimes called the wish stones because they're practically capable of granting any wish. But all Geoporians use their own willstones, even if not as powerful as one of the generation stones. They can condense their own will into this stone and can use it to transform and get to more capable states, known as the Great Japorian, Ultimate Japorian. The latter being the ultimate form of the race. The Japorians have a strong, flexible, natural armor, and can survive extreme environments, even in the vacuum of space. Okay. Take a sip. Mm. Supreme Daichin. The Supreme Daichin are native to the Euxin Ode and the Dacian Empire. They are a militaristic species with exceptionally traditional values. As their world circles a dead star, they have developed dark vision. However, as a result, they can't see very well in bright light. Ages ago, the mysterious object known as the Supreme Source was given as a gift to the Dacian Empire. They utilized the power of the Source, which not only powered their machinery, but also powered their bodies. This is why they are known as the Supreme Dacian now. However, despite the power it grants, the Source is also malicious. It has brainwashed the Dacian and subconsciously tells them to invade other worlds. The Latinas, Lautans. The Lautans are the inhabitants of the ocean planet Latin Bizarre. I swear they do this on purpose. Latin Bizarre. They are regarded as a very cautious species and are often not daring enough to leave their homeworld. However, the Latin Bazaar are looking for membership to the Galactic Federation. They have grown more accustomed to leaving their homeworld in search of alliances. Latin worship and will the Latin worship and will serve their own deity, the Leviathan. They believe grants them their strength and courage. Nice. Three more? Okay. Z bro, bro, please stop giving me these words, bro. I can't read these. Zavanians. Zavanians. Zavanians are a peaceful race from the planet Zavan, which is far away from the Galactic Federation space. The Zavanians were oh my god, were a far away from, which is far away from the Galactic Federation space. The Gazanians were in a civil war. However, the Kugan warrior helped in the rebellion win against the war against the former kingdom that bringing that was bringing the Zavan down a destructive path. The warrior was crowned the king of Zavan because of their achievements in the Civil War. They dislike the Galactic Federation and are one of the few species with the intelligence on relative par with the Garshans. I don't know. Guardians of the Will. Guardians of the Will are known as angels or celestials, are beings created by the Lunar Mother and its servants to do errands of the will. The multiverse alone cannot. That implies that the will is sentient, but to what extent is unknown. The guardians of the will themselves are intelligent and religiously follow the will of the multiverse. They come from the space between universes and are able to freely hop to any universe if their task requires it. If an individual in the guardian if the individual guardian's mind was to ever falter from what their purpose is, they may no longer recognize them as a guardian and will no longer grant access to the Lunar Mother. This world this world result in the guardian to fall. This would result in the guardian to fall, becoming a fallen guardian, while the guardians are usually created fully prepared for their mission. And if the will decides so, they can also grow up from a child, gaining more experience and potentially power as a result. Okay, the guardians of the will protect the massive object between the universes and the physical manifestation of the will of the multiverse. Called the Lunar Mother or Moon Mother, the Guardians also guard a prison called the Nariko Prison, which is used to seal most dangerous beings from each universe who could potentially pose a threat. The will and therefore natural order of the multiverse, who potentially pose a threat to the will or therefore the natural order of the multiverse. Yeah, we heard about Nariko Prison before. I was wondering what it was and where it was so I could go to it. The Guardians of the Will hunt down individuals who had come in direct contact with the Lunar Mother. As it is also viewed a theft and potential abuse of the will's power. They do not come after people who unlock their powers through other means unless they become too powerful and threaten the balance in the will of the multiverse overseas. Elysians, sure. Elysians are inhabitants of the world Elijos and are naturally strong human-like race with pointy ears born from the ages of lunar magical influence. The gods they worship are real too. Dang, I wish I could say the same about my the Elysian deities are a rare race of Elysians who were born with magical powers and usually a willpower as well. They are not real gods, but are powerful enough to appear like ones. The Elysian deities are the ones who lifted enough to appear like ones. The ones who lifted the Elysian deities are the ones who lifted the Elysian infrastructure into the clouds using Elysian magic to prevent their civilization from burning into the chaos flame, a remnant of the great war that was waged between the Elysian deities thousands of years ago. Oh my god. Earth is Earth, believe it or not. Okay, let me just see what I have to read, and then that will Okay, that's not that much. I'll just read the entire thing. Homeworld of the human race. Since the sudden appearance of the superhero named Overman, a new world order called Asgard has held dominion over the major countries of Earth. Asgard was founded by none other than Overman and his superpowered descendants called the True Aesiar. Technology on Earth is also advanced, much like predicted in the retro-futuristic concepts of the 60s. In these advanced cities, called Asgardian cities, under these cities remain the ruins of old human civilization, called the underworlds, where less fortunate people, forgotten by Asgard, still live. Underworld regions 60 architecture and still present is still 60s architecture is still present, but buildings are gradually falling apart with no major government maintaining them. That's actually really cool. I like the Galactic Federation World Nexus, a space station that connects all race travel paths in the Galactic Federation area. The station includes just about anything a traveler may find convenient, such as a hotel, restaurant, stores, medical bay, starship dock, and maintenance as well. As a station for centuries long, it was also possible to contact any world is that is a member of the Federation from the control room of World Nexus. That's actually a really nuanced idea, but rock bottom. Oh my god, everything hurts. I want to hear about the time gate real quick because I don't know what the time gate is. Let's see. Let me just get up real quick so I can read this. An asteroid that was made by a hollow mining operation organized by the Vedamachi. They are mined durimium, the most durable metal known to the universe. The mining operation still continues to this day. The asteroid was full of durimium, but a city was built inside of the asteroid. Um, as that well, once there was enough room, while the artificial miners were still mining on rock bottom. Nobody really knows. Nobody really owns the asteroid. Additionally, as rock bottom is in the Galactic Federation's travel path, it attracts criminals across the galaxy, and the galactic black market operates. I'm reading. It attracts criminals across the galaxy, and the galactic black market operates largely in Rock Bottom City. It is best not to trust anyone you don't know. You might get robbed or worse. Kauai. Formerly the homeworld to the Kagan race, now overrun by the Void Walkers, the world's temperatures can reach as high as 100 degrees Celsius on the average during the day. The planet is partially very dry, but also has lush tropical jungles. The Galactic Federation never accepted the Kauai into their union, as the Kagans actively went on hostile hunts, even on worlds the Federation only 30 years ago, the Void King attacked Kauai with the full force of the Void life forms, while powerful, eventually the Kagans themselves fell prey. The corrupted void morphs only a few Coggins survived from this fate. Those who happened to be on a hunt on that day. Now, especially the Federation wants nothing to do with Kauai, as the void lifeforms are usually universally feared beings. Chris. Let me see something. Okay. Ducris, the homeworld to the Tubali race. It is crystallic. It is a crystallic. I can't read, bro. Crystallic. I'm just gonna say crystallic planet with a damp atmosphere, mostly swamp-like surface. The most common plant on there is the Ducris is the Hidal. Um, the Hidal have a natural ability to manipulate moonlight radiation in order to protect themselves. The Tubali use these crystals to make Saham magic potion, a drink that grants the drinker. We already know, so I'm just gonna skip past that part. Ducris is a member of the Galactic Federation and often work as peace negotiators, as the Tubali race themselves are very peaceful usually. As members of the Federation and the Tubali participate in galactic trade, selling Sihim among other things. The Ducris citizens are not happy with the monetization of Sihim, believing that their sacred drinks could be used for violence in the wrong hands. Mundachi, homeworld of the Vitamachi race, formerly known as the Vitamuni, of the cyborgs and the artificials race of androids, with the improvements of the artificial intelligence Lar or Lazarius or Lazarus, um, brought to the Vitamuni. The living conditions on these planets were greatly improved, with all life, even plant life, enforced with machinery for longevity and productivity. The world's plant lives greens are shades of pink instead, which may either be a natural result of the mechanical modifications, or the artificial intelligence also gave rise to a species known as androids, known as artificials. I mean, um, androids known as artificials who coexist with the Vitamunchi. Mundachi is also a member of the Galactic Federation, many of them serving as workers around the Federation space. Magna Guru, the homeworld of the Grecians. It is a world circling a white star and has oddly dull color schemes. Even plants having only shades of grays and reds. The Grishams themselves are not too different on the regard that other are not so different on that regard. Otherwise it is a rocky planet similar to Earth. Grashans are an ancient race possessing great galactic archives known as knowledge around the universe, as well as technology beyond any known civilization. These archives are known as the Manga Garu archives, founded by the Galactic Federation, and they founded the Galactic Federation, making travel between worlds possible with their technology. Jimmer, the homeworld of the Geoporians. This is a fairly dry, barren world, occasionally with extreme hot and cold temperatures. Survival on Jimmer would be tough for outsiders. However, Japorians evolved to survive on their homeworld thanks to their natural exoskeletons and little need for sustenance. Jimar uh, is a member of the Galactic Federation. However, they have cultural secret that they kept hating from even the Federation. Powerful generational stones. They kept on Jamar's moon, guarded by the Stonekeeper. Euxin, old. Euxin, odd. The the capital of the Dacian Empire, or the Dacian Empire, and home to supreme Dacian species. It is a cold, barren world orbiting around a dead star. The Yuchin Odd is ruled by the Dacian Empire. They are an exceptionally militaristic society, with the war economy being the primary economy. Zavin, the homeworld of the Zavinians, also known as the home of the Coggins, after helping a rebellion in the Civil War to defeat the former kingdom that was bringing Zavin down a destructive path. The Kagan Hunter was crowned the world's new king, gaining the title of the Elder Hunter in the Kagan tradition. Eliosis is a world inhabited by the Elysian species because of the Great War fought thousands of years ago between the Elysian deities. The Elysians had to bring their civilization into the clouds as a remnant to the Great War. The chaos flame rages on the surface of the Eliosis to this day. Surface is now known as the Tartaros. And that's it. That was the entire lore. The entire lore of I'm about to cry, bro. I can't do this anymore. That's the entire lore of freaking uh Lunar Will. And just like and subscribe, please. And that's about it. So, goodbye. Oh my gosh.